My last review video was of the Mi Note 10, but as I alluded to in that video, the phone I switched to the Mi Note 10 from was the Realme X2 Pro. That's what I was using for a good 10 days to 2 weeks before switching to the Mi Note 10, and today, let me take the time to sum up my thoughts on Realme's first real flagship phone. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and if you do end up liking what you see in this video, please consider turning on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Let's now get this review started. Realme used to be all about plastic, but with the Realme X3 they started to step up their build game, and that's continued here with the X2 Pro. This is yet another glass sandwich design that we have with Gorilla Glass 5 to both sides. In between the two slabs of glass is an anodized aluminum frame. The glass, the metal, it's all smooth and slippery, but that doesn't mean the X2 Pro looks or feels any less premium than any other phone out there. In fact, the back, that curved pattern, the way it reflects light, the accent around the camera, it all looks pretty. From purely a look standpoint, I feel Realme's done good with the X2 Pro. As for the weight, it weighs in at almost 200 grams, and given the 8.7mm thickness, this phone feels wieldy enough. Not in one hand always, but it's not too bulky either. Now the highlight of the X2 Pro, it isn't something you'd notice immediately. It's actually this display. At first glance, it looks like pretty much a standard notch display, but this is a 90Hz AMOLED panel, a 6.5-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED panel. The use of Super AMOLED here allows Realme to go with an in-display fingerprint scanner, and this scanner is among the fastest in-display scanners that we've tested. I have no issues with accuracy, or never did I feel I was waiting for it to scan my fingerprint in my 2 weeks with this phone. Now the 90Hz refresh rate of the display, that's also something I really enjoyed using. I know higher refresh rates are gonna become more common in 2020 given phones like the K30 are bringing it to the mid-range, but hey, for 2019, 90Hz is awesome. And I love the fact that this is AMOLED and it brings with it all of AMOLED's regular characteristics like infinite contrast, rich colors, excellent viewing angles, and it's bright enough to use outdoors in the day without any issues. There is Widevine L1 certification on board, so streaming videos in HD resolutions, that was no issue. And this video viewing experience, it's pretty good here on the X2 Pro. Not just because of the excellent display, but also because of the audio. First, the downwards firing speaker, and above this tiny notch up top, there's a slit that also doubles as a stereo speaker. The audio via these two combined, it's quite loud and full, and this slit, it's of course the earpiece, and taking calls with it, I had no issues. Cell reception, call quality, they were quite fine too. Here in this notch is also the 16-megapixel f2 camera. This helps with face unlock, which was pretty quick. And as for selfies, they were well detailed, and the skin tones, they were natural. I really liked how good the dynamic range was here. Just look at the blue skies to the back. This is something that gets blown out with a lot of selfie cameras. Not here, not on the X2 Pro. Circling back to audio, there is a headphone jack to the bottom, and the audio output via these, that was also pretty good. Now a high refresh rate display isn't something you just use to watch videos. If that's all you're gonna do, you're not utilizing it to its fullest. One of the areas where a high refresh rate display really enhances the experience is with gaming, and for that we need strong internals, and that's something Realme's delivered upon here. The X2 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 855 Plus chip, Qualcomm's flagship chip for 2019. This is paired with 8 or 12 gigs of RAM and 128 or 256 gigs of UFS 3.0 storage. Remember, Realme does sell a 64 gig version in China, which does use UFS 2.1, but that's not available in India, so all variants being sold in India have the faster UFS 3 storage. The quick storage here means that even with other tasks like opening one app after another or jumping back and forth, it's all pretty fast and snappy. The combination of the high refresh rate, the flagship chip, super fast storage and high capacity RAM make for a really snappy user experience. This is further complemented by a well optimized user interface. The Realme X2 Pro is running on Android 9 Pie with ColorOS 6.1 on top. ColorOS 7 should be coming out soon, but we already have some nice little features like a system-wide dark mode that's pretty neat, gestures that are useful and intuitive, and so on. So like I said, the software here on the Realme X2 Pro, it complements the strong hardware, but does all this come at the cost of battery life? Not really. Realme has a 4000 mAh battery inside, and this one lasts all day on a single charge with moderate usage. You can drain it if you want to, of course. Heavy gaming or GPS use can kill it, but on most of my days I ended up getting through an entire day with moderate use. But here's the thing, Realme is not really using a 4000 mAh battery here on the X2 Pro. Yes, you heard me right. So are they lying? Not really. They have two 2000 mAh batteries inside. Well, the reason they're doing that is because that lets them charge both batteries simultaneously and basically achieve an effective 50-watt charge speed, meaning we can go from 0 to 100 in 31 minutes flat. That's just nuts, right? So even if you do end up running out of juice, a quick 10-minute top-up should get you from 0 to 43%, and we did test it out. Here's a cut to that video. Now, one con with this 50-watt charger, this charging technology, is that SuperVooc, it's proprietary tech, meaning you need Realme's charger to make this happen. But to counter that, Realme has also provided support for USB power delivery and 18-watt quick charge. So even with a regular quick charge adapter, which is more easy to find, more commonly found, the X2 Pro should still charge reasonably fast. Now with that, let's move on to the optics. First, we have the 64 megapixel primary camera. That's the Samsung ISOCELL GW1 sensor. It's paired with the f1.8 lens. This one, it shoots bright and rich shots. Images come out looking great. The dynamic range is pretty good too. Just look at the blue skies, the ample detail in the shadows at the same time. We also have a new Super Night View 2.0 night mode. This with that f1.8 aperture lens and the large pixel size thanks to the 4x1 pixel binning here means the primary sensor is able to let a lot more light in and capture impressive images like this in dim conditions. The colors, they look natural, and this new nightscape performs well. Next up, we have the 13 megapixel telephoto sensor. It can do 2x optical, 5x hybrid and 20x digital zoom, and I know Realme kind of calls it 20x hybrid, but then that's a little misleading. It is, it's 5x hybrid. Generally, they could call it 20x hybrid because it's not entirely digital. It's still a mix of optical plus digital, technically hybrid, but before this phone, we generally use the term hybrid for lossless zoom. Realme is not calling it hybrid lossless, so they can. But anyway, that's all marketing speak. Let's just forget the 20x here. I kind of like what Realme has done with the optics. The amount of detail that Realme has been able to get out of that 5x hybrid is quite impressive. Again, forget the 20x. The third camera is an 8 megapixel with an f2.2 ultrawide lens. The field of view is 117 degrees. The pictures here are reasonably sharp. The dynamic range is okay-ish. Realme has also enabled super macro shots like these via this sensor. The final camera is a 2 megapixel depth sensor that's used for depth detection. And I'm not sure why this needs to be there, because with a 2x optical zoom, as we've seen with Xiaomi's implementations and so on, that could have kind of subbed in for this. But hey, it's there. Edge detection is on point, so can't really complain. Realme also lets us control the background bokeh here. The rear camera portraits have been excellent since these pictures are being taken by the 64 megapixel camera, after all, the primary ISOCELL bright GW1. I also liked how we have an option to shoot manual with all three sensors via Realme's full-fledged Pro mode. When it comes to videos, we have support for up to 4K 60 FPS video recording. While the footage here is sharp and vibrant with excellent dynamic range, the lack of stabilization hurts it. For stabilization, we need to switch to 1080. Realme is even offering a UIS Super Steady option that uses aggressive stabilization, software stabilization to eliminate shake. There is also a video bokeh mode included. So overall, an excellent camera package from Realme. Actually, an excellent overall phone from Realme. The X2 Pro delivers on all fronts. The build, the high refresh rate display, the cameras, battery life, charging. It's all pretty good. And oh yeah, the price. Realme's priced the 8128 variant at 30,000 rupees and the 12256 at 34,000 rupees. Now for this price, the X2 Pro is amazing value. I mean, yeah, the K20 Pro is cheaper, but hey, here's a card to my full comparison between the two. The X2 Pro, it does offer quite a few things at this price that the competition doesn't. like that 90Hz display, the 50-watt charging, those cameras and so on. And if they are important to you, I highly suggest that you pick the Realme X2 Pro up. It's one hell of a phone. Now with that, we get to the end of this video. So what do you think about the X2 Pro? Love it, hate it, feel something else is better? Let me know in the comments below. So that's pretty much it. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on what you felt about this video. Subscribe, turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4 Retech and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.